Hello, I'd like to say thank you. I'd like to say thank you to Team Artolino at Realty Connect USA for being the sponsor for today's segment. Yeah, Michael has been selling and listing homes for 30 years, and I would like to give a shout out to Michael. Thank you. Happy Monday! How are you? I've missed you. How was your weekend? I hope you're happy and healthy and having fun. Welcome to Art Ventures at Home. I'm Mrs. Grass with your daily dose of art. On the docket for today's lesson are accordion books. Yeah, sketchbooks. We haven't talked about them in a while. In fact, sketchbooks were our very first Art Ventures at Home lesson. Today, I have a new way of making books to teach you. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. You're gonna love it. Let's get started. All right, everybody, here is what you're gonna need to be able to make a book today. Basically some stuff you probably have laying around the house. You know, I've got some cardboard here. It's going to become the cover of my book, but you don't have to use cardboard if you don't want to. I'm going to show you a cardboard way, and I'm going to show you a way where you just use paper for the cover. So that leads me to the need for paper. You need paper today. I have a larger sheet of paper so that I can make a longer accordion book. The longer your paper is, the longer your book will be. But you can also attach different pieces of paper together to make an accordion book, so you can make a super duper long book. But this is going to be my paper for my pages. Then I need some glue. I need some scissors. Make sure the scissors you're using are the right size for your hand. And if something seems tough to cut, keep going. It's going to make your muscles stronger. You're going to become a better artist for it. And then I've got some things here that I can decorate my book with. So I have some scrap paper, some ribbon, some duct tape. I have a feather, a couple feathers, some buttons, some ribbons, some tissue paper from our tissue paper printing lesson. Just scraps that I'm going to use to decorate my book however I want. Oh, and I also have wrapping paper because I really love the way my book looks when I wrap my cardboard cover in wrapping paper. So if you've got some of that lying around, take that out too. Once you have everything you need, it's time to get started. All right, so I have simplified my supplies a little bit. I know that I want to wrap my book cover in this wrapping paper, so I've left it out for myself. I have my cardboard ready to get cut the size that I need it for my book cover, but I need to know how big my book is going to be first. So I have this large sheet of paper. It's like, I think somewhere around like 12 inches by 17 inches, something like that. But you can use whatever size paper you want today. It's really up to you. You can make this book as big or as little as you want. I don't want to make my book the whole sheet though. So I'm going to fold it in half and crease it down the middle like that. Okay, so now I have half of a book. I have half the size piece of paper, and I'm gonna leave it folded so it's a nice sturdy book. Okay, I don't have to do that. I could cut down the middle and have two separate sheets of paper, and then I could make it twice as long. Would you like to see that? Yeah, let's try that. I love changing my plans. Sometimes you just go with it. Okay, so now I have two sheets, right? The first thing I'm going to do is start folding the accordion part, and it's kind of like when you make a paper fan. So back and forth and back and forth. However far I go one direction is how big my book page will be. So right now I've determined that my book page is going to be this big. Okay, now I'm going to flip my paper over and I'm going to fold it in the other direction, the same distance. Okay, then I'm going to flip it and fold it the other direction in the same distance. If you are off a little bit, no worries. Nobody is perfect. Practice makes better. I have this like random extra little slice here, like half of a page. I'm going to put that and fold it back. I'm going to use this little flap here to attach my next set of folded pages. You know, that other piece of my paper. Okay, so I'm going to fold this. I'm going to use this as a guide so I know how big my page should be. I'm going to do it so it's the right size. Okay, and then I can set this aside. I've measured already. And then I'm going to fold this way. And then I'm going to flip over and fold this way. And then I'm going to fold this little flap back again. This is where I can connect pages. So I have this fold and I have this fold. And this is one set of pages, which I can use, and I can cut this little piece off and I can just glue my front and back cover on and use this as my book. Or I can connect like this and glue them together right here where these two small pieces come together. I can glue them right like that, and then there'll be a really long book. So let me do that. Woohoo! Take a look at that. Now it's a really long accordion book. And all I did was take the two smaller page pieces and glue them down to connect to the next set of pages I have. If you need more glue, add some more glue. But ultimately, what's going to help the glue get stronger is a chance to dry a little. So the longer it has to dry, the stronger your book will be. Okay, so I have my pages. Now that I have my pages, I know how big my cover needs to be. And I need a front cover and I need a back cover. And basically all you do is glue the front cover to the one side and the other cover to the other side. And it's basically like sticking it to the last page, the first page and the last page. And then your book will open and close. So let me address the covers. Let's talk about that so that I can show you some other book ideas using the same technique. So I have my cardboard out and now I have my pages ready so I could see how big my book cover needs to be. So I just put my pages down on the corner or the edge of my cardboard, and then I'm going to draw a line on either side on the cardboard, tracing my pages essentially so that I know how big my book cover needs to be. So I'm going to cut this out, trace it again, and get a second one. Okay, I have my two covers now, and I could get a sense of if they're the right size. So if I stick them on the front and back, sort of like a page sandwich, a paper sandwich, this cardboard, paper, cardboard, I can see that they fit nicely around my pages. So now I can decorate them. And I wanted to wrap my cardboard in something fancier. So I have this really great wrapping paper here, is sunflower wrapping paper. So I'm going to cut a piece for each cover, front and back, that is bigger than the cardboard. So here's one, and I think I could just tear this here. Yeah, and there's two. So you can see my cardboard fits in the center of this with a little bit of paper around. We're going to need that little bit of paper around so that we can wrap our covers. The way we do that is this. We put a generous amount of glue on one side of our cardboard. We flip it over and we stick it to the white side of our wrapping paper. I flip it over and I give it a good rub. And then I cut the corners off so that I can fold all of this over and glue it down. If I don't cut the corners off, this like big piece of chunky paper gets in the way of it looking nice. So you want to remove it. And basically all I do to cut the corners off is I go straight across. Straight across, like it's more like a diagonal. Let's say it's a diagonal. Okay. I snip the corners off, coming very close to the corner of the cardboard. Okay. And save these. These could be great for decorating. So I have my little flaps. I can put a generous amount of glue on each of them and glue them down. I'm going to go all the way around this, do my next cover, and get ready to stick it to my book. All right, my covers are wrapped. They look great, right? So this is the inside. This is where I'll put my glue and attach one end of my book. And then I'll attach the other end here. So I get this great accordion in between these two beautiful covers. If I want to attach something like a ribbon to be able to tie my book closed with, I would do it now before I glued my covers on. And the way I do that is I take a length of ribbon that's a little shorter, and I'd use a really good tape. I'm going to use duct tape here. And I'd stick it down, and I'd stick it right next to a long length of ribbon or yarn, or you know, maybe you have some pipe cleaners you want to use. I know my friend Joey has a lot of pipe cleaners. He likes pipe cleaners. Maybe he has some and wants to come up with an idea. And this will help me latch my book or tie my book closed. So I've stuck those there, just two pieces like this. Okay. And now I can glue my covers on. So I'm going to put a generous amount of glue onto the cover itself. You know, the side that's not completely covered with wrapping paper. And then I'm going to take one end of my accordion pages and I'm going to glue it down. And I'm going to rub and rub so the glue has a chance to set up and stick. And there's one cover. And see how you can't see the tape or anything? This just looks like it's growing right out of the cover. Very professional. Okay, I'm going to glue the next side. Ta-da! There's my book. Look at that. So you could flip it just like a book, like boom, boom, boom. But wait, there's more. You can flip it over and you could do the same thing to the other side. Boom, boom, boom. It's like having a double book. Then you could even like display it in different ways, like wrap it around so it like sort of becomes like a star. And you set it out. You keep it closed. Here's how the ribbon works. So I'm gonna take this big one and wrap it around. And when it reaches this little one, I could tie a nice little bow and it stays shut. Look at how adorable. I love it so much. Accordion books, so much fun. Take a look at this other accordion book I made without any cardboard. I just had a couple of scrap sheets of this like sort of thicker paper, and I made an accordion that is actually two pieces of paper. It looks like two pieces of paper, but it's one piece of paper folded in half. You know, it's folded up just a little bit to create a pocket. And then I made the accordion, and then I glued the covers on. So on the other side, there is no pocket. Okay, but on this side there is. And here, I put little hearts inside. I could decorate it however I want. I love you. Be mine. I miss you. You know, accordion books are a great way to make a card for someone. I could put pictures, photographs in there, and pictures, drawings, memories, thoughts. I can decorate the cover however I want. You know, now it's time for me to have some fun, you know, making some unique decorations for it. I can use the negative space from some of my other cutouts. Oh man, this is so much fun. So have fun decorating and turning this into something new. You know, maybe a new sketchbook if you're out of pages in the original sketchbook, the OG that we made on the very first day of Art Ventures at Home. Make a new one. I hope you had a good time learning a little bit about accordion books. They are really a fun way of creating a book. It's a great project to try, and you could think about making them really skinny and long and teeny tiny, or making them super big, making them with pockets, making them without pockets, making them with cardboard or without, making them, I mean, imagine if you made one that was like teeny tiny and it was really long, and on each page was one of your fingerprints. You know, like for every finger, so there was like 10 pages, and it was like your thumb and your pointer finger, and you put it in a little book and tied it up and gave it to mom or dad for their birthday or for like Father's Day. Yeah, Father's Day is coming up. I hope that you used one of your projects from Art Ventures at Home as a present for mom for Mother's Day. That's a good idea. So I hope you had a good time making accordion books. I can't wait to see what you've made. Don't forget to share. If you're sharing on social media, please tag us at Gallery North LI, hashtag Art Ventures at Home. On Facebook, we're Gallery North, and you can leave a comment or a picture of what you've created in this thread. And if you're watching from YouTube, we'd love to see you hit like and subscribe. Yeah, keep up to date with all our most recent content. We don't just make stuff for kiddos. Many of these projects can be done with children of all ages and abilities, but we also produce some really great content that comes from our gallery space. And lastly, if you're really feeling generous about giving to Gallery North, why don't you give to yourself? Yeah. Become a member. If you get a membership to Gallery North, you can take advantage of the many benefits of being a member. When we reopen, you could take advantage of discounts on our classes. Right now, you can get a discount on our virtual programs and our online gallery shop. When we reopen, we can't wait to see you on our campus. But for now, I'm saying hi from here. So, have a wonderful Monday. Don't forget, when you create, you feel really great. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.